Hey guys, it's Diana Myers, Art by Diana Myers, and today we're going to do something interesting. We're going to do this tray that I found at the thrift store. Now I thought it was older than it might be like 20 years, but it says microwavable safe. So, but it's not wood, and it's not obviously, and it's not like Malamac or whatever the Oriental people use, like the wood covered shellac stuff. It's definitely some kind of plastic, but I don't think anything will rub off on it. I mean, like, I think the paint will stay on. But what I usually do is, in something like this, is I clean it first with some rubbing alcohol. They did put a sticker on here, and it's kind of didn't come off all the way. So I'm going to clean it first with that. Then I'm going to do a light sanding, because I'm going to do a lot of paint on this. And I'm going to do a stencil, or a rub-off. From Essential Stencils, they do stencils and rub-offs. So aren't they very pretty? I'll give you my discount code later, and I'll put it in my comments section. But I think we're going to do this gazebo. And I'm thinking that's going to be kind of in the middle. And the swan's too big. I was thinking maybe doing a pond, maybe a trail, and some flowers, and maybe like a section of flowers hanging over, and make it like a whole thing. So it'll be mostly for display. But I'll tell you something. Mod Podge, one of them makes one where you can eat off it. This is edible to eat off of now. It's microwavable. But if you're going to paint over something like this, there is things you can buy. I was going to look it up, I forgot. That you can, make it edible. I think you can bake it and stuff, but I think it depends. But I can get that link for you guys later. I know because I've done it. I've used it. It's been a while, though. All right, so I'm just cleaning it off with 91% rubbing alcohol. And then I have a sanding block and a sander. It's a medium. It's pretty rough. And I'm going to just kind of fluff it down. Let me turn this around so you can watch what I'm doing. And then we're going to start figuring out where we're going to put everything. Now, if you've never been here before, it's just pretty simple. So there's some like dirt kind of coming off it. There was like a tag right here. So just to kind of make it so it's, see, I didn't really notice until I can see that right here. I don't know what kind it is. Made in China though. But that's okay, because I did a tray that I found, a metal tin tray. I don't know, must have been about 4 years ago. I was at my sister's and did class there, and it was a markdown for it was like a $10 tray at Dollar General for $3. And I did that, and it's still good. I still got it. There's another one I did that I don't know where it went, but and I have another one I did with like a garden on it too. So we're gonna do a kind of a garden. Hey Sharon. So I just cleaned it off with some alcohol, and I'm going to take some sanding block, give it just a light sanding, just to make sure it adheres. And I'm just going to use our acrylic paint, Deco Art, and that works. You don't have to add anything to it. Just say, well, you got to use this. No, you don't. Somebody said you'd use this is Deco Art just without any additives. And I've had this like 3 years, and it's still, I've been washed 1,000 times. I did a stencil with this, and it's fine. So, I mean, you can add if it makes you feel better, if you think you're going to be doing a lot of stuff with it. But if you think about sealing it with that Mod Podge that's made for, that makes things edible, like you want to use this for, rotisserie board or something. But I'm just going to use it for, it's going to be for display. Although, I don't know. I might change my mind about that. Never say never with Diana. So, go this way. So I looked for stuff at the secondhand store that I can redo. The classes mostly, and for sale. This might end up being for sale. I got a whole bunch of small ones I've been doing for sale. I'm looking at a couple places to sell again. But I want to do some smaller pieces because not everybody buys the big ones, which I charge more for. Okay, so there we go. That's where the sticker was. See what happened there? So, anyways. Roughed it up a little bit. You can see the scratches and stuff. It's not really going to matter because you're not really going to see any of it, but just to make sure everything adheres. Now you can go through and wipe this off, but I just took off body oil paint or whatever, oil and whatever was on there with alcohol, so I don't really need to wipe that off. You could blow it off if it makes you feel better. Now, I haven't made up my mind, but I think I do want to do this one. Now, if you guys have never used a rub-off, this is Essential Stencils, and I am an ambassador, which means I sell, and I get a little bit, and you get a little bit off. I mean, I don't make a ton of money. Usually coffee money. Last month, I made lunch. So all I gotta do is just talk about it and do some stencils, whatever. You'll say, oh, this is not art. Well, yeah, if anything you use, it makes something artistic with, it's art. So, and I'm using this as kind of just an add-on kind of thing. You know, if you know anything about multimedia, which I do. I just did one. It's over there. I put birds on it from a napkin, and then I painted over the birds. Helped with the shape a lot. This is something that people have been doing for a million years, like transfers and stuff. They used windows in the old days, and they'd make a shadow. And there's, you know, they do it with a lot of people that do a portraiture. They do it, which I'm into right now. They'll use like a lamp to get the basic shape of somebody's head. So this is the same idea. You could use this, like I am, in the middle of something, just to give you kind of like a little inspiration and a definite shape. So don't be afraid to play with these. And they're very resistant. Right now they're having 30% off. If you use my discount code, the other 10 is 40% off, which is a steal. All the stencils are reusable, and these are really high quality. The company is wonderful. And like I said, I've been with them for like 5 or 6 years now, since I started online, which like 6 years ago. So if nobody's been here before, I am a self-taught artist. I've been an artist for 40 years. I did hair, did all kinds of artistic stuff. You name it, I've done it probably. The only thing I haven't done, which I want to learn, is how to throw pottery. But I have like big block there, still sitting there looking at it, that I want to do, sculpt something. I did a owl one time with it. I don't know where it is now, but I did an owl. All right, so there we go. Cute, huh? So it's if you go through Essential Stencils, you can go online, and you're going to put in Diana Deals, all capital letters, and Diana Deals, and you'll get 10% off. So that's 40% off this week if you go on there. And I think the sale started either today or tomorrow. So I already listed it. They sent me this stuff for it. So anyway, so let me figure out what we're going to do with this. Hey, Joe. Hey, Jojo. So I'm thinking like maybe like right there. So I'm thinking maybe doing a swan and maybe down a little bit. And I want to do like maybe kind of a draping vine, roses or wisteria or something. Maybe a trail to here, something, maybe a swan, or even like maybe some delphinium or foxglove right there. All right, so let me turn this over. Yeah, so I've been trying to come up with stuff to sell too. So you take the back off these. Pretty simple. All right. You can move it around once you stick if you want to change it a little bit. So right about here. I picked out a bunch of like kind of antique-y looking light pinks and greens, and which I'll show you in a minute. Which is funny because I just did a painting for my membership, and these are the colors I picked out for that painting. So I'm just going to press this right now, and then let's see. They're going to send you one of these. Usually it's free with it. I have a better one that I bought from, well, actually they gave it to me free, but you have to buy it. Which I don't even know where it is right now. But you can use this one, it's fine. So mostly you want to concentrate on the edges. So let me start that. So if you've never, like I said, been here before, self-taught artist, and what I try to do is teach you what I can. Mostly acrylic painting. I do a little bit of everything, but right now acrylic painting. And we go over a lot of stuff. My paintings I usually do in a membership. You know, I want to help you, you know, paint, but I also want you to be inspired and feel more skilled and more confident in what you're doing. especially if you're a newbie or just a hobbyist or you just want to try different things. Because, you know, I've done jelly plates, I've done, just mess around with a lot of stuff. We're going to be doing rocks here pretty soon, just painting rocks. Do a little bit of watercolors. I'll show you different techniques for that. But most of the time it's acrylics. But, you know, I have a lot of, around 300 videos. I think there's around 160 or 180 over on YouTube because we have to store them somewhere. So I put out, now I'm on YouTube. So if you want to go over there and look, a lot of the stuff I've done is over there. Except for the private stuff. That's unlisted. That goes to my membership group. So I'm just rubbing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And really concentrate on these edges. And you'll know when it's starting to lift because you'll just like kind of see it like kind of bubble. Just give it a good press. See it just start to lift. You can see it starting to come apart. This is kind of the longest part. I get pretty quick after this. My granddaughter been staying with me for a while. She's working 2 jobs right now. So she just bought me McDonald's. I wasn't planning on it, so I guess I'm not cooking dinner, huh? Of course, I just made her some muffins. She's seen me cooking brownies. I'm dying for some brownies. Hadn't had them in ages. My husband used to make them 3 times a week. He was supposed to have them, but he did. So I made some, and she's like, can you make me? I make these, it's like a low-fat pumpkin. I do a spice mix with 1 can of pumpkin, a little extra cinnamon, and good vanilla. Put them into donut pans and spray it. And they come out really good. And I press chocolate chips into the top of it before I cook them. It comes out really good. Low calories. Now you could use like a diet mix, but I don't do that. That's just ruins the whole point. Pumpkin's good for you though. My dog used to like him because he likes pumpkin. Or he had to put him down, my poor puppy. Miss my pup. Alright, so you can just like see one part coming up. Don't worry about it because you can also come back, re-rub it, or you could even touch it up with some brush work. Because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make a little path going to this. Kind of make it look like a garden. That's what I want. Should start coming up now. Yeah. Yes, I'm on every Thursday night, Paint and Create. That's tonight. I call it Paint and Create with Diana. And then on Saturdays at 4 o'clock, I'm in the Artsy Rose group. I'll put the link up here for you. I'll do that right away here. And 4 o'clock every week. This week, we're actually going to be doing a truck stencil. It's for Memorial Day. It has like roses, you know, stars, like a flag in it. It's really cute. It's another Essential Stencils product. And I do it my own way, I kind of get a little fancy. But we're doing that Saturday at 4 o'clock. And I'm probably I do readings. I have a lot of books on art, inspirational books. And I usually do a reading. And I'm going to be doing that in that truck, which is really going to be cute. And we're doing it as a door hanger, and I got this fancy edging for it. I did another one like this last year with a star. It'd be really pretty. So that'll be fun. So make sure you come on over Saturday, and I put the link up for that. Where's the link? And it's a free group, by the way. All right. Okay, recently. Here you go. Should show up in here. Pin. Okay, there you go. Should be up in here. Did it show up, Joe? What else is in here? Oh no, brown cow. Jojo helps me make my, the more comments you guys make and the more you share and like and visit, I get monetization. It's not much, but it adds up. Well, I got paint on my glasses. That. we were doing splashing and something last. Oh, I did the Milky Way painting or the galaxy painting. We had to do a lot of spraying. I had everywhere. I kept finding it as my eyelashes and my hair. It's funny. All right, so here is the gazebo. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of chalk and I'm going to help myself make some decisions, just like you're starting a painting. I always keep a little piece of chalk, and you need an eraser and a pen. Ow. All right. Things you should have on your table. So I want like a little, this little chalk won't hurt it, by the way. It'll just cover over it. All right, so I'm thinking like, I want some kind of vines up in here, like a tree. Just gonna push that back because we're gonna make that come forward. And then I'm thinking maybe a little pond here. Maybe a swan. And then maybe some fox-colored delphinium. That kind of balances it out. Like a tree, make it kind of big and make some roots here. You have vine here, and it'll kind of encapsulate this or cameo it, if you will. All right, so let's start with some white because it's so black in the background. If I want to do a little brighter colors, I'm going to need for it to show up. So I'm just going to get plain old white, and it is acrylic white paint. Let me see if you guys are up here yet. Let's see. Should be on. Should be on. I hope I'm in my main page here. Should be. There I am. Oh, get down there. Where am I? Right there. Okay. But let's see if you guys are talking to me. Should be on. I just got out. There we go. There I am. Oh, get down there. So I'll put some white paint on my messy old palette over here. And I'm going to get a small medium brush. Not too big, not too small. Paper towels. Let me turn the sound off. Some white paint on my messy old palette. Okay. There we are. So I want to keep this kind of muted. So, oh, I get white on there by accident. It's okay. No big thing. Take my white, and I'm going to kind of make some vines here. Just an indication. You'll see that all this layering with the paint, which you can accomplish. I'm just kind of making a design where I want everything to go. This is going to be like a tree. Just going to push this back. I was going to bring my other trays, but I got stuff on them. The other one I have like blue and whiteware, and the other one right now has my DVD players, DVD tapes. I just started getting back into them because, you know, I have other stuff. I have like Wi-Fi, and I have like Netflix and all that, but sometimes I just want to rent a movie, and I'm like, and I like a lot of the older movies, and they want like $6, $7 or whatever. You get a lot of free ones on DirecTV, but not the ones they want. So, and they know what's popular. So I got me a DVD player for like $20, single one, which is all I ever had. Just making this going to be like a tree. I'll put some like, you know, stuff in there. This is going to be like a pond. Anyways, so I've been going up to secondhand store, the thrift store. I'm in love with this one thrift store. There's so many of them now, and it's so good to like get stuff that some of it has it's still never been used. Well, anyways, I've been getting tapes for like 99 cents. And then I get 25% off on Tuesday's senior citizen discount. Shh, don't tell nobody. It's going to be my pond. Just kind of put that there so I know it's there. Did this again, that's okay. We're going to put a little grass in there. So there you go. Kind of make this wider, and it'll get narrower as it goes away like that. So there's our basic shape. So now I picked out some colors. I got this, it's called Avocado Toast, and then I have this New Leaf. And they're pretty muted. I'm going to probably tone them down with a little white And if I want a little antiqueier, my trick is I always use anything antique looking. I always add a little ochre, but you gotta be careful because if you use too much, like with green, you make it more yellow, and like if you add this yellow to like a red, you get an orange. So you gotta be careful with it. But just so it gives it takes a lot of the brightness out that I don't want if I'm doing something antique looking. If I want it bold, then I just get a bolder orange or a bolder green or whatever. So, okay, hold on, I gotta. Sometimes these bottles just don't cooperate. I got an eyeglass. Oh, it's up. Oh, it's not here. I know where it is. All right, so I'm just gonna see if I can give this a good turn. I got it. Ooh. Gotta be a sumo wrestler open these things up. Well, I guess we're not using that one because it's killing my hand. Let's try this one. This one I don't think has been opened yet. That's a good thing. Yeah. So this one's called avocado toast. We're going to do the green first, obviously. Then a little bit of that ochre. Just get low on my ochre. I don't always use these type of paints, but they are easy to learn with. And their acrylic dries fast. And it's very forgiving because it dries fast and you can paint over it as long as you don't get too thick. Whereas like with oils, which I do, that's what I start out with. I'm getting into portraiture now. Doing better than I thought. And that's a whole different ball game. It's similar, but a lot of transparency and you can build and make really pretty things. So, but I'm just going to do these as far as teaching. This is very forgiving. And I started using it only because I do paint fast and I like bright colors and, you know, it's my thing. So I will make these look smaller. I'm just building up the background. I'll do little smaller leaves once I get my background in. A lot of background. I like to build. You need to build. It's all about layering and contrast when it comes to painting. I'm going to want some kind of brown here. So I'm just going to take that ochre straight. I just kind of do little these. And I can take that green and start putting in like a little grassy area here. And I like an impressionistic look, so I'm not worried about everything being all perfect. That's a different type of art. So I don't worry about that. A little green in here. There you go. I'll just take the ochre, start working it in this part. I think I will need a little brown though. I think I will. Let's see what I got. I'm very low on brown. I just thought about that. I got a little bit, I think, in here. Very low on brown. I got some nutmeg. I think I have it in my tubes, but it's in the other room. So let's take a little bit of this brown, just a tiny bit, and I'm going to use it for my my tree here in the bottom. I'm going to just make kind of can make a few branches here too. Where'd I put it? Where'd it go? Oh, what's in my mind? Let's just put a few branches here too. Let's be brave. Gotta be brave when you're painting. Gotta learn to be brave. Learn to be a little self-conscious. Be free. You'll find that when you start to free up your painting, when you don't worry about the absolute outcome, when you're trying not to be perfect with it, you will find that it will free you and you will be doing amazing things. Doesn't take that long either. And allow yourself to make mistakes. Kind of like life, right? You're going to make mistakes, but it's okay. It's part of life. You move on. Every mistake should be like actually almost like an award, because you know I ain't doing that again. Or I'm going to do it differently this time. So it's kind of like how it is. Kind of, right? So now I got this kind of tree thing going on. this in a little bit. Be brave. A little bit of white up in here too. All right, so now let's kind of just go in here and make a little bit of a path already. I might put little stones in here so it looks like there's stones. So we'll just kind of hodgepodge this in. Need a little black. A little bit of black. We're going to need some blue for that pond, right? I think I got some, actually I got like a greenish blue over here I was using. So I'm just going to kind of do these little stones here. I'll put a highlight on before I'm done. Make them smaller as they get towards the door, obviously. Right now I got this pretty blue, kind of a teal blue. I'm gonna, what is the name of this blue? Not sure, wait a minute. It is Desert Turquoise. It's a bluish green, more blue than green. And then I'm gonna add some white to it. I wanna keep it kind of toned down. I'm just gonna start making like a pond. We're gonna put a little swan on here, I believe. My brush is getting dry, I'm gonna wet it. And then add some white to it, to that blue. Just gonna kind of blue this up. I think this blue is a little dry too. Maybe we'll get some of that out. Oh, this one don't want to cooperate either. Oh, there you go. Not too blue. I want to add white, remember? Just kind of. Oop, too white, too blue. There. So my swan's going to go like right here. Water, if you want it to be smoother, you got to kind of follow the direction of the subject. I want to darken these edges up a little bit. There. I want to kind of put the indication of this swan in here a little bit. A little indication of a swan. Maybe not too big, not too big. Just an indication. Okay. That green again, I'm going to kind of come right up out of the pond here. Blend it right over the top of this right here. Coming along. Okay, so now I want some like flowers. And there's some really pale roses in here. So I got this baby blush, very light pink. I'm thinking for definition either white or I might have to use another pink. This vintage pink from them is just like gorgeous. If you like antique colors, it's just like gorgeous. I use a lot of it. Unless I'm doing bright stuff, that's what I use. I use fuchsia pop a lot too. It's like a really pink on my other paintings. You can make a lot of different colors out of it, actually. If you mix it with the blue, it comes out this really beautiful turquoise. Oh. So I'm just gonna, now normally you wouldn't, this is like closer here, and that's farther away. So what I'm gonna do is, once I get them in, I can come in here and I can actually kind of put a little bit of that pink on these roses. You can mess around with this. You don't have to leave it like that. If you decide you want the windows darker or you want something else on it, you can do that. It's very paintable. All right, so which I'm going to do. So right now, it's not quite dry. Let me dry a little bit. This is just like the base. It's what I call blocking in. Just your base, dark to light. More definition now. Green in there. We don't want the green, we want the pink. That blush pink. What else is that here? Just one. All right. Guys, make sure you say hi if you're on here, so I know who's watching. I like to know who's watching. So I'm just going to start doing these little, like, kind of semi-big roses. And then I'll do some small ones too. Just kind of make them kind of wonky first. What makes them is definition, is just light and darks, or what I say is contrast. So these are light right now, but once I add the darker and lighter colors, these will look more like roses. Or you could even do a little I could take that other pink. Actually, I got this pink right here. This tea berry might work too, huh? Let's do, it's a little darker, huh? Let's do this tea berry. Oh, wait a minute, that's bright salmon. I want tea berry. No, that might, no, that's too red. No, let's do the vintage pink with it. The tea berry is a little dark, but not a lot. This one is vintage pink. Next one down. It's going to get a little detail-y here, not too bad. Just kind of making little circles, almost like making little circles. Now I was thinking about doing wisteria, but these had rose. I'm making these into a little like, kind of like little rose nips, little rose hips. I'm going to add more like little petals to this too. And as you come more forward, you can do bigger roses too, so you can do that because you're going to be closer up. This is kind of farther away. It's like again, I gotta do a double thing of pink because it's so dark. So sometimes you're going to have to go over things a couple times. If you decide to do something like this, sure is fun to do these. Something different. I do have other ones that I've done. I'm doing, oh, I didn't leave them in here. I'm doing my Crocs. The Crocs that I had were my husband's. He died almost 5 years ago now, 4.5 years ago. And they were camouflage, probably rolling over in his grave. Well, I had done them with Vincent Van Gogh on them, or like Starry Night. So I got sick of them. So I just painted them black, and they look great. And let me tell you something. Those Crocs have been around. They've been washed, clean, kicked, mud, farms, everything. My daughter has a farm, big farm. And they held up. I didn't do nothing to them. I just painted them. And I put like one coating of a top coat on it. The Liquitex. And that's all I did 3-4 years ago. Right after he died. So it had been close to 5 years ago. So it's lasted all this time. So this is like a plastic too. So it'll be fine. So I'm debating whether I want to do pink flowers on it. And they're very comfortable. Or if I want to do like some kind of gold thing. I've seen like stars and stuff. So I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to leave them black. Let them dry a little bit. But same thing. Just like this. Acrylic paint. Held up great. Okay. Held up just fine. Alright. I've been painting all day. I love it. I've been painting all day. I had to get to the point where I could do this. I had all kinds of stuff I want to get in my garden done. Then it rained. That slows you down. So I said, okay, doing more house stuff. I got a couple more boxes to go. Just a lot of separating and dividing. The winter, you know. Oh, the winter. It was bad. Oh, God. Last couple of years were a nightmare. Oh. So I'm still doing a couple big ones now. And that's going to push this back even more, guys. It's going to push that back really, really back. See, I'm just kind of doing strokes. Just kind of squid. This is a impressionistic trick. And you might think this is crazy, but there's a famous person out there who takes and does classes with famous people from all over the world. And I've told you people about him many times. And I have a download I got of 100 tips for painters. And I think it's acrylic, that one is. And number 2 is what I'm about to just tell you. It is squint your eyes or take your glasses off. Talk about loosening up. Try your left hand. But squint your eyes. Take your glasses off. And then just do it. And you'll get better looking roses. I'm telling you, take my word for it. It really does work. We get too precise too. We're on top of it. If it makes you nervous, just walk away for a minute. I have my clients do that when I'm doing classes, you know, at my places that I do. So just kind of enjoy the process. Don't overthink it. And sure, you'll make mistakes. I got plenty of mistakes over in that corner where I fix them later. I do stuff with them. I make things out of them. Yep, I'm going to put... I think that might be enough roses right there. Thinking that might be enough. I think what I'm going to do now is I am going to put in some tiny leaves so they look more like rose leaves. And I got the same small brush. Still got my glasses off. And I am going to, I think I want more of a yellowy green, so I'm going to get this baby duck, which I'm running out of too. And that same new leaf green. Most of them are a darker green, but on this I want to do a little lighter green. I mean, in nature. My roses are all coming out. Oh, I can't wait. The big one, died back a little bit. Very common with climbers, because I think the wind, it was a rough winter. I'm surprised. I think my one lavender plant is dead, but that's not uncommon up here. It's like normal. I mean, a little white to this because it's a little see-through. That yellow's a little transparent. Yellow can be very transparent. So I can just kind of lay these brush down, and I'll get these little tiny strokes, and you'll get like these little, like leaves. Pick up the yellow, green, little white, going up the side, and just kind of making these little ones, and that'll fill in anything that looks weird. Just a few, and you're going to do less as you get towards the front here. You could do some pink ones, like there's tiny, I'm gonna mix those two pinks together. You could do like little tiny ones here, like there's little, you know, little buds coming out. Just kind of eye it off. It might like kind of make a vine thing going here. There's that a little bit of black too, kind of define this a little bit. My brown, just so it looks more like wood or something. I'll take some of the green and the blue. I'm going to kind of make a few grass things here. Oh, am I stalled? Am I, looks like I'm stalled up here. Am I stalling? I'm stalling on here. Come on, guy. Well, this one looks all right. I'm stalling on my laptop or my iPad. All right, so I'm making like little grasses, kind of. Just a little bit here. A little here too. A little yellow and green again. All right, so now I'm gonna I want to make like you call them foxglove or delphinium or whatever. I'm just gonna do. I think I need a deeper pink. I think I'm about out over here. What I got? A little bit. Just need a darker orangey color. They can be anything from yellow to red to purple. I think the common ones are yellow with like a brown center. Know way too much about that too. I love the garden. Makes me sad I had to leave the other house. Guys, I had 30 years of garden. I knew where everything was, and I guess they took half of it out. They're over there working on it. They took the porch out, and they took a lot of where that car went through. They took a lot of that out. So, okay, what's my thing saying? Network unavailable, reload. Reload. I'm having a problem with my laptop here. Or my, this is, yeah, my iPad doesn't want to cooperate. So I got this. We had storms, but they stopped for a while. I think there's going to be more tonight, though, so it's probably... We did 1 week. I had my group, my paid group, my membership, 3 times, one video, 3 times. It happens again. I finished it the next day. I forget it. Next, if it's more than twice from now on, I'm just going to, you know. Anyway, so I'm going to turn this around. I hope you can see it. Now I'm just going to make these little, like... little stroke marks like they're some type of plant. I'm going to do this too, just back and forth, just like I did with the petals, but smaller. We're going to kind of do it like that. Oh, there I am again. Make yourself some little, you can say delphinium, or they could also be, these look more like foxglove. Delphinium tend to be like a purplish. See, I know way too much about that, guys. I love flowers too. I just love flowers. Love them. Oh, I got some flowers. I put some little yellow in this one too. Let's get my glasses on. Got my glasses on. All right, so we're getting there now. So now I'm going to take, this is pretty much dried. I need a really small brush. That's the smallest one I got right here. Wait a minute. This one's a little smaller. And I'm going to take some white. I'm going to make a swan. Not sure how the swan's going to turn out. It's been a while. Been a while since I've done a swan. I know they got a black face, or you could just do a duck, whatever. Love swans and ducks. We have a place here called Webster's Pond. They come from all over. Some of them were just like abandoned. And now it's like they come from all over. We got all kinds of them. They overwinter. There's some bunch of rare ones. You know. I take a picture sometime. It's really something to see. A little black face here. And then I can do like an orange little snout. No. Wait. Too bright. Too bright. Close enough. So anyways, you got to see it to believe it. My kids have been taking down there since they were little to feed the ducks. You just pay like, well, I think it's more now. I pay $1. It used to be a quarter. And you could feed the ducks corn. They have it like in a twisty thing. Unless on the weekends there's a guy there from, I think it's like some kind of disabled thing, and they give out the corn for the animals, for the bird. And the corn are down there. It's very popular here. And we go down there and get an ice cream, and then you go sit on the bench or in the car if it's really packed and just watch them, or you can go over and feed them. Okay, so now we got a little pond down here, and I think I'm still breaking up here, so we're going to try to get this done fast. I'm going to kind of stick a little water line right here, they call it, to kind of bring that down in. Kind of highlight them a little bit. Green and kind of bring it up to the treehouse here. Gazebo. Then I told you I wanted to make some of those flowers. A little pink. I'm going to use that one pink, and I'm going to kind of just fill them in just a little bit to kind of blend them in. Very tiny. Very, very tiny. Kind of brings it all together, don't it? We can even add some more flowers right in here if we want to. We can kind of do some flowers. Well, they kind of mess them up. Anybody got dandelions? I got dandelions everywhere. I'm thinking I gotta go find some recipes. I think I got one more thing of sure gel up there. Maybe I'll make some dandelion jelly or something. I mean, I got a ton of them. I mean, I had a lot of them before, but there's really, well, I think, you know, I had a lot of, they dug this whole thing out to put this mobile home in, and I had like a lot of gravel. So I finally got grass, and I don't take none of the, I know the neighbors did. I don't take none of the leaves out. I take out some to put on my beds, but that I've started, but I don't, so what happens is you get a lot of that, and that's actually good for the environment and your plants, so I don't, anyways, there's no chemicals on anything I use, so I can use them and eat them and whatever I want, so I had the energy today. I've been busy with this, but I'm thinking I might do something, so I'm just going to make a few more things here with this, and then we're gonna finish up some of these flowers, and I think we're pretty much there. A little green and yellow. Might highlight with a little white here and there. I might finish some of this up after we're off here, but I'm a little afraid that we're gonna have a problem here in a minute. I'm still cutting up, guys. All right. So let me show you what I got. Like I said, there is, I'm pretty sure it's Mod Podge. They have one that you can seal this with, and it's edible. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Plan came out. The plan came out. You never know. Sometimes I have a plan. I'm like, I don't know, guys. That came out pretty good though. I know that path looks a little wide though. So we might close up that path a little bit. Looks a little wide to me. Let's kind of narrow it out a little bit. Show you what I did. Yeah, so Saturday we're doing a door hanger, red, white, and blue. I got that truck. And then, well, the day before Mother's Day, we're going to do, I got that truck I showed you, roses and hearts. And then I'm going to do a reading. And we're going to pull names Saturday. It's at 4 o'clock as usual. Anybody who wants to join us, who've never been here before. We do a challenge every month. And I pull some winners. And we do ATC, and I pull some winners from that every month. So I just kind of narrow this a little bit. It's a little too long to me. A little too longish. Yeah, so now you can just leave this background. You could have painted the whole thing in blue. I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted the contrast of the black. You ever heard someone talk about values and colors called values? Basically, that's it, dark to light. So the values on this really show up against that black background. Hey, Tammy, what do you think? Cute, huh? I use a stencil and some paint. Yeah. So like I said, Saturday we're going to do that truck. And I guess I did this earlier. It's a long story, but my granddaughter had this piece of wood. See what I did? I did a guitar. Did it come out cute? It came out cute, huh? Matches the little one. Now I want to do another one. I want to do a pink one. So, all right. That's pretty much it for tonight, guys. This time you guys can watch me just mess around with this a little bit. I'll mess around. I still got some mess around I gotta do. Hope it stays on. I don't know how long this is gonna stay on because this thing's been cutting up, Tammy. My iPad's cutting up too. Don't know how long it's gonna last. So I just did the stencil. I just sanded it down. Well, it's alcohol and sanded it. It's not as old as I thought it was, but it was 99 cents. And I'll probably end up selling it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Sometimes it doesn't sell, or I'll end up keeping it. It happens. This is like, I think this is the 4th one I've ever made. The other one is actually out there. It's got my DVDs on it. And then I have another one that I did this up on the dresser in the other room. And the one, I'm not sure what happened to it. Yeah, I did one for my sister on her porch. Make some more flowers. Yeah. More flowers. I seen this, I said, 99 cents, you're getting a paint job, baby. You're getting a paint job. Got a lot of stencils there. I don't know what else I'm going to do with it, but I know Mother's Day we're doing those roads, that truck. So unless we do something else, I don't know what I do with it, but yeah, maybe do a room. I thought of that too, because there's like one of those clothing forms on here. Where are they? There's a clothing form. Typewriter. I thought this might look cool like in a room. Then you could do like this on a table, and then have this like a sewing room. You know what I mean? Like a table, have this next to it. This under the table, have the sewing machine on the top. Maybe do another small table and put the candle. Don't you think it's good? I think it's good. I like them. I've done rooms before, quite a while ago, but I have done them. So that would be pretty cool. Then they talk about this stuff isn't like, it is art, because stuff like that teaches you perspective. Like this, doing all this, push that back, that's perspective, guys. That's a subject. I'm actually doing this thing. I just started it. I had to redo that whole membership, and it was a whole different thing we had that I was taught to do it. But I seen another artist do something. I'm going to copy that. It's going to be like individual. You can't really put, tapes in there anymore or whatever. But I can do each subject, and one of them will be perspective. And I will write it out, and I will show pictures of it. There's actually basic types, like there's a triangle, which I use all the time. It just is more pleasing to the eye. As this is a triangle. It's a triangle. Any way you do it, you get a triangle. When I first started painting, I didn't know I was even doing it. It's a type of perspective. You love it? Isn't it pretty? So like I said, I gotta go look, but I'm pretty sure that Mod Podge makes I'm gonna put something over this. Because I would just use this for display, but there is something you can get from them. I think it's them. I'm pretty sure. And I don't think you heat it or nothing. And it makes it edible. I mean, I wouldn't like put steak and cut it or anything, but you could probably do like, cheese and crackers or something. So just so you know that there is such a thing. I'm going to go look because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. One of them has it. I did it before. That's why I know it's there. Because I had something I wanted to do. So then I still got that bowling ball. And that's held up too. I painted that bowling ball quite a while ago. And I'm going to redo it. And that's been outside all the time. And that's held up. This is held up. I did this a couple years ago. I didn't really mix much with them. I don't think I have the stuff and didn't end up using it. I bought it from Golden, paid a lot of money for it. It's like an additive. And then someone said you should add, for the clothing, you should add fabric softener. So I did that for a while. That was not as good. And then I did the Liquitex, the adhesive, and I added a little bit of that, and that actually works better than the other stuff. So a medium. But I've done it where you don't do anything, and I'm not the only artist, and guess what? It's fine. So I'm just kind of touching up my roses here. So, depending on what you're doing, you can do it without it. It's not something you're going to be, like, worried about, then I wouldn't worry about mixing anything in. This is an old t-shirt. I do these with the old t-shirts to get a little more life out of them. A lot of my t-shirts that I paint with now, I flip them inside out. This I already wore twice. Can't go in the wash now. But that's what I do because I don't want to get stains on everything, so I just flip them inside out. But these are kind of cold t-shirts. You paid a lot of money for these at Marshall's. She's like, Mom. I says, well, that's what I told you to get for. Because, I can't wear my good stuff. And I've ruined good stuff, too. Elmer's Glow? Yeah, well, it's an adhesive. So if that works, that would work, too. Yep. Pretty, huh? So, and you could brighten that house up if you want to. I like it like it is, so I'm going to leave it like it is. But somebody might end up buying it because I'll probably put it up for sale. I know I'm going to put the other tray up. And I got some small of the little square ones, the box ones. So I have like another 8-pack of those. So I'm just going to put them all out and paint each one like that. Instead of trying to paint them, But I did that one with the vintage frame. I think I might do some more like that. So anyways, guys, so I will see you Saturday. And my other group, we're doing this painting next weekend. So if anybody wants to join, that's what I'm doing from now on. I am not doing that whole campaign, spend my life, and not have anybody sign up, or very few. So, but if anybody ever wants to join, of course, you gotta let me know. And I will show you a painting we're doing every month, and I'll ask you if you want to join. So that's it. So I will see you guys Saturday at 4 o'clock and pick our winners, which I haven't even gone over that yet. So, and then the other thing I want to tell you about, I was at the Dollar Tree. I said, I know these are for fabric. And so some lady says, what are some with these markers? I said, what do you mean? She goes, some lady came in about like everyone we had in the store, we just got these in. And so I tried a few of these. They're nice. And they got like, this side's a thick one. And this one is the thin one. And they're nice. I mean, they're really nice. And then, I don't know how much ink is in there. I mean, $1.25, $1.50. But it says to seal it, all you gotta have is a hot iron. I mean, I would use like parchment paper or something, but I haven't tried it on material yet. Can't see the green. But anyways, I just used it on a regular paper. I'm going to use it for something else. I didn't even realize they were fabric markers until afterwards. So I was like, oh no, I don't know if I can. Well, and they dried real fast. I'm pretty happy with the colors too. I mean, they're really bright and pretty. So you guys are, they're $1.50, $1.25, just like that. All right, guys. So I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And I will see you guys Saturday at 4 o'clock. And have a great night, guys.